Hound's ready. Let's just have a quick look at their win rates. Get a feel for how good their matchups are. So yeah, ZvZ doesn't seem to be very good for Hound. If we have a look at Can't Touch This, his ZvZ isn't setting the world alight either, so it could be a good if sloppy match, which I'm looking forward to. I think Hound will do the same build that he did in the previous one, minus a double Roach Warren, which means it'll be even better. And heaven knows what Can't Touch This is going to do. Or Can Touch This? Can? Not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. I'm just going to say can. Yeah, King's Cove. I mean, you can kind of see with the wall, as you will see once we get into the game, it's kind of awkward because you can't complete a wall properly on this map unless you put a Crypt Tumor down in the natural first. So that can be a point of weakness for any build that tries to go for a quick wall into roaches. Though you can, I believe, do a pretty quick wall with an Evo Chamber and Roach Warren and then 2 Queens. So that could be a tactic that is used. Anyway, in the bottom right of King's Cove Ladder Edition, it is representing the Platinum Heroes, the Blue Zerg Hound. And in the top left, representing the Art of Warfare, it is the Red Zerg Can't Touch This. Yeah, again, gonna see Overlords on 13 all across the board, which means there's not going to be any 13-12s. I think 13-12 add a little bit of charm to the matchup, I guess, but once in a while, I wouldn't mind seeing one. Like one in an entire series of ZvZs. But every game would be a bit sad. Anyway, gonna go for a 17 hatch is Hound. Not gonna go for the hatchery, it looks like. Can't touch this. Oh no, he's gonna go for it, he just didn't send the drone down in time. Something I like to do when I go for a 17 hatch is to rally one of the 2 drones that I make as soon as my Overlord pops down to the natural. So that times out the natural quite well. So you haven't got to like rush down there with a drone once you realize you're at 200 minerals. Or even at 300 minerals, I guess. Anyway, gonna actually be mirror openings apart from a little bit of an earlier gas from Hound, as opposed to a slightly sooner spawning pool, I believe, from Can't Touch This. So again, gonna be faster speed for Hound, but this time only marginally, not about 8 minutes faster. Yeah, it is nice seeing completely mirrored builds. It's quite funny. But it does look to me like Hound is ahead in kind of every way. He's got a bit more gas. He's got a few more minerals, I think. Actually, no, he's got a few fewer minerals. So Can't Touch This has got a slight advantage there. But again, his gas is quite low, so blink speed will be a lot later. 40 gas behind him, in fact. So his Baneling Nest could actually be quite late as well, which could cause some serious problems down the line if Hound decides to go for a Baneling Nest. But he didn't last time, so that's something to think about. Okay, actually no speed started yet for Can't Touch This. Could be a lair instead, he's going to go for a quick Nidus. That's a possibility, but I'm not certain on it. I still think it's going to be... Well, I really don't know what it could be now, because he's got a lot of gas. He's not really pulling off or anything like that. It may just be a mistake. Oh, actually going to be a third base from Hound, so not going to be a wall off with roaches. Okay, finally link speed starts about 20 seconds or longer than even the 20 seconds later than it could have been. He has taken the opportunity to get more drones, but if Hound goes for a really big attack as speed finishes, that won't matter. 4 drones is not going to make a difference against, 10 more speed links. And yeah, Baneling Nest does go down. So this could get ugly really quickly if it Can't Touch This. Well, not getting the Overlord sucks. That could have actually made a huge difference. Prevented the Hound from doing his Ling Flood, but actually he's not going to do it. 6 drones just about to pop. So maybe Can't Touch This isn't in quite as dire straits as I originally thought. But again, 8 Lings on the way. So it might be going for a little bit of a smaller attack. Actually, an Overlord getting attacked over at the natural of Can't Touch This. Looks like it will get away. Yeah, very low health. That's a very lucky Overlord right there. 3 Queens are going for it. And, oh. Yeah, this is unfortunate for the Hound. He doesn't see what Can't Touch This has, so he's just making 7 needless safety banes. Which, yeah, it's really unfortunate to see. One moment. Alright. But actually, he has... okay, that's actually probably a really good trade for Can't Touch This. Because that's like 8 Zerglings for 4 Banelings. Always nice to get. But now he's gonna go for a big lane counterattack at this third base, which is very low on health, while getting drones behind this. This is really good. Going for Lings as to attack and then drones behind it. So he does this damage. He's already got 10 more drones than his opponent. Great damage being done by the Hound here. Yeah, well, Contest is now down by 9 workers. So what do you got to say about that, Ares? 5 more drones on the way, and it's probably going to be some roaches. Yep, there we go. Roaches, as I say it. Lair is going to be sooner, so potentially going to see faster roach speed, which could help negate this +1 weapons advantage for Can't Touch This. I think, basically, Can't Touch This has to start making roaches en masse very soon. And so is the Hound, otherwise they're both going to be in some serious trouble, because if Can't Touch This doesn't make any roaches, and he loses his third base for the 2nd time this game, has it cancelled this time round, he's going to be... Is that misplaced? Yes, it is misplaced. But yeah, as I was saying, he's going to be in a really bad spot, because he's going to have 33 workers to 46, and there we go, 12 roaches on the way. Now, the Hound is kind of... He has to start making roaches, otherwise he's in big trouble. Can't Touch is crossing the map with a handful of roaches. 12 more on the way, no roach speed even begun because the lair's not finished yet. I think if these roaches get crushed, which isn't looking all that unlikely because there's 7 roaches out for the Hound with 4 more about to be completed, it could actually really damage this follow-up push that Can't Touch is trying to do. More roaches coming. He sees the opening wave. That's a lot of lings and roaches, isn't it? If he can just nab these. Yes, great surround with the roaches. Sorry, with the Zerglings on the roaches. And yeah, he's going to get a great fight before the rest of the roaches can take part in the battle. Now though, he's going to retreat before he gets overwhelmed too far away from his reinforcement point. He has defender's advantage, so he will be able to funnel more roaches into the fight as it continues. But he's got to be careful in these early stages of the engagement. 4th base is maybe a bit too greedy here, but it is actually going to draw a lot of fire from the roaches, so they could get caught here by Hound. Roach speed is about to finish, so Can't Touch This will not be able to run away in 11 seconds. So he's got to put as much distance between him and these roaches as quickly as possible, and he's just not going to do it. So yeah, this could spell disaster. Roach speed is done. The roaches are going to get chased down like dogs, and he's going to try and stand and fight. Yep, there's no other option. They're not getting away. You may as well do what damage you can. 13 roaches on the way. They're going to try and hold the natural ramp probably if Can't Touch This. But the Hound will just try and... He'll shark around between the third base and the natural so he can get a good fight. Or he'll just bust his way up the ramp anyway because he doesn't really care anymore because he feels like he's got enough roaches to win, and I believe he does. I'm going to gather his forces here, and it's just a handful of roaches against an absolute torrent of them. More roaches coming in to reinforce, but there's just not enough, even without +1. Even against +1 Carapace about to finish, which it's not even going to get a chance before the roaches are dead. The Hound is going to push through into the natural, could stop to kill the third base, probably the right choice, I think. Don't think it really matters, because either way it's a good situation. He gets on top of the natural, or he gets on top of the third, kills his production. Yeah, great job there. I'm going to rush into the natural. There's 2 roaches to defend it. 2 roaches. Now 3, 4. That's not going to help. GG. Well played. Very, very nicely done. And he did promise us a all kill. So, you know, we're looking on with some expectancy now. 2 on the bounce. What can you do from here? GG. Well played. It's very nicely done by As for Can't Touch This, I think he made a bit of a mistake in moving out that soon. But it's never easy when you're that far behind on workers. And we can kind of see why he was so far behind because of all this supply block time. he was supply bot for 1 minute and 6 seconds longer than the Hound was, which is never good, especially in a matchup like this, where I think he was supply bot on 54 for about 30 seconds, where he could have been making loads and loads of roaches, so he would have had maybe twice as many as he had in reality when he pushed out, which would have really given Hound something to think about.